football program to the University of Arizona, who suffered a tremendous loss, and the family of the young man who passed last night. We've been through that here, and we know what it's like. And like I said, our thoughts and prayers and our hearts are with the University of Arizona and Rich Rod and with the young man's family. It's just horrible, and just if there's anything we can do for them, we will certainly be here to support them. So beyond that, it's great to get back out on the field and compete. It's fun to see the young guys out here, the guys we haven't gotten a chance to really see play football since high school, compete against major college talent. And I thought a lot of the young guys for the first practice showed well. We'll see how they continue to develop. It's great to have Eddie Vanderdoes back out here and Fabian back out here and Mossy Johnson, the competitiveness that those guys bring. And I thought it was a fairly crisp practice for our first practice, much different than our first practice in the spring. So I like the attitude. I love the direction we're headed. There's a real sense of esprit de corps amongst these guys, very competitive and yet cooperative at the same time. And so I think that after one day I can say that I'm pleased, and hopefully I can say that after every day. But I like the way we started. So we're off and running.
Does having a quarterback name, Jim, does that help?
Excuse me?
Having a quarterback name?
I think having certainty at that position is a big help for us. Yeah. It allows, I think, everyone to settle down a little bit. And what you're going to see now is you're going to see competition for that backup position. I thought, Mike looked good, and then I was really, really impressed with Modster. Made some great throws. The game doesn't look too big for him. Now, once again, I want to temper that by saying it's the first day. Thought Matt Lynch did some good things as well. So there's some good players there that are fighting for that backup spot. It's even fun to watch that competition.
You guys opened a little bit later than some other teams. Was there any strategic thinking there?
It's all based on NCAA rules. So we can only open a certain amount of days before our first game. And because USC, if you're talking about, is a semester school rather than a quarter school, they start school earlier than us, so they can start practice earlier than us. But we all are allowed the same amount of practices going into the first game. This was actually the first day that we were allowed by NCAA rule to start.
Is Cordell Broadus no longer with the program?
Cordell is no longer with the program. He's going to pursue other passions in his life, and we encourage that. And I appreciate the fact that he came back out this spring and gave it another shot. But this is an incredibly talented young man in so many areas, and it'll be fun to watch what he does with his life. We haven't heard the last from him, probably just hearing the start of this.
For Eddie and some of those guys that were limited in spring, are you taking it slow with them, or are they kind of up to speed at this point?
We have to monitor them. We want to get them full speed reps, but how many reps is going to be key. They're still working their way back in. And Fabian's is a little bit different than, say, a Mossy or an Eddie where they blew out their knee. He had the Liz Frank injury, so the bone heals. But with the joints, we just want to be prudent and making sure that we're doing the right things to get them through camp and get them the work they need and make sure they're sharp going into the game.
Is anybody further injured?
We had, Paco Perez wasn't with us, and he won't be with us for a few days. He had a meniscus repair when he first got on campus. Some of these guys come from high school. We find things when they get with our doctors and we have to repair them. So he had a meniscus repair, but it won't be long before he's back out there. Marcus Moore came in with a back issue, so we're managing that. I'm not sure how much he'll do these first 2 or 3 weeks of camp, but eventually he will be. He is at camp. He's part of the 105. We want him here in the meetings, learning, participating, but you won't see him on the field at least for a week or so.
Jim, what was it like opening camp?
Dimitri Felt? Sorry.
Go ahead, Trace.
Well, Felt, you guys remember he hurt his shoulder
Sure.
and had surgery during the spring. So he's out for the year. Maybe late in the year he gets to do some things, but he's essentially out for the year.
Was Johnny Johnson full
Johnny
go?
was full go, yeah. And you know what? I don't even think he had a shoulder sleeve on, and he looked good today. So, the key is to keep him healthy.
What was it like opening camp here today instead of San Bernardino?
Very, very different. And, it really kind of started yesterday. We love going to San Bernardino. It's served us very, very well. It's a great place for us. But walking into the new Luskin Center, I think the guys were very pleased. It's a little bit different than college dorms. It's a beautiful new hotel on campus here. And just the proximity of the practice field, the meeting rooms, and our housing is really convenient for us. So we'll be here for a week, and then we'll go up to San Bernardino for 6 days and have 9 practices and really grind it out, and then we'll come back here. But it's a different energy, a different atmosphere, and I'm very pleased with it.
By different, is it a good different?
I think it's a good difference. I mean that in a very positive way, yeah. I think it's good for us. I really do.
You talked about Eddie coming back. What does the turn just mean to the defense and the stopping game?
Well, he gives us a veteran presence. He's an outstanding player. He's been an outstanding player. He gives us another big body. You know, now you got Ely and he now are both around 320. You know, and they're big shouldered, wide bodied guys, which we need. And so, and he's active and he's competitive and he's got a great attitude and a great energy about it. He's just a really good football player that we missed, and it's great to have him back out here. Same with Baby and all those guys.
How much evaluating can you do before the guys are in full times?
Well, you can evaluate things like attitude and work ethic and work habits, and you know, are they selfless, team-oriented guys? You know, they take direction well. You know, they've had a whole summer program out here, and what's their effort going to be like, and can they focus in and learn from day to day? But you know, you need to see them take those things and transfer them to the football field, the practice field, and build on it. Today was as good a first practice as, I don't want to overstate it, which I'm prone to do at times, but it seemed like it was about as good a first day of practice we've had since I've been here. I can remember.
Chalk that up to anything specifically, or is it just how
Well, we had a great spring, first of all. I think, you know, like just having the quarterback coming back, you know, having the core of our defense coming back, I think that helps us. Sure. And they're more confident and relaxed that, you know, they understand the schemes better, they understand our tempo and how we want to beat these players.
How much of a go-to guy do you think Ishmael will be with your receiving core?
I think that he could be a great threat for us, a tremendous weapon. He's tough, he's explosive and dynamic with the ball in his hands. You can put him in a lot of different spots. You know, we foresee Ish being able to line up in the slot, line up outside, motion into the backfield, motion out of the backfield, line up in the backfield. You know, we're going to have a package for him that, you know, tries to utilize all his talents. And I like the fact that he brings a competitive defensive mindset to our offense. When it comes to blocking, taking hits, and delivering blows. So I think he's going to be a great weapon.
Tawa runs over Ridley on the edge. Is that a good sign? Yeah, the physical edge you've been wanting is coming in.
Well, yeah, I don't want to see you know, collisions when we don't have pads on. But and I don't think Ainu meant to run him over. I think he got on track and he maybe couldn't get off track at 294. You know, but I know the team enjoyed it. It's a great learning opportunity for Keon. You know, first of all, Mossy blocking down the field pretty well, so he has to learn how to separate from the block. It showed us Mossy's back with his tenacious self. And then, if you remember, there's a play like that in spring with Ainu when he ran over somebody down the field. So, you know, if you keep seeing those types of things out of a guy like Ainu, you go, maybe we'll throw the ball. Let him turn it up. See if a 180-pound corner wants to tackle a 294-pound. Now, I'm sure they'll take him low, so he has to, you know, learn how to hurdle.
Something from the summer, Coach. The Count on Me Foundation working with the Keams camp. How did that come together?
Well, Akeem is a UCLA grad, and the Rams are back in LA, and there's just a synergy there, you know, helping kids in our community, and so it just made sense. And Akeem's just a wonderful person. And it's great to have him back in LA and have the Rams back in LA. I got a chance to go watch the Rams practice last Friday, I believe it was. It was fun to get back out, and it got my juices going again for this.
And that synergy with the alumni there.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm excited about it.
Did you get a chance to see that you're on the cover, or Josh is on the cover of Sports Illustrated?
No, I heard, but I haven't seen it. I've kind of been sequestered the last few days. You know, we come in here and we get to work, and there's not a lot of outside influence, but we'll get a chance to look at it.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thanks,
Thanks,
everybody.
Coach.